Hello, this is Brad Waller coming to you from my 1967 Chevelle, and I've talked about tools before, and I don't think I actually talked about probably the most important one, which is your calendar. Having a calendar is vital if you're going to be keeping organized and making appointments and phone calls and everything else for your business. If you're just relying on your memory, something will get lost. It'll be guaranteed. Something will happen. You'll be engrossed in a conversation. You'll have a client whose phone call goes longer than expected. Something will happen, and you'll miss it. And that one thing you missed could be a big deal. And it's one thing if you miss it, and it's because you've got another call and you consciously decide to miss something. You say, no, this first phone call, my client I'm on the phone with, they're most important. I'm on the phone with them. They're number one. I'm going to keep going. So that is reasonable. But I use my calendar that syncs with my phone, and I make sure that every phone call, every appointment, every meeting, internal meetings, external meetings, everything is there. All my travel is there, so that my phone is my life. If I lost that phone calendar, I really would, honestly, I would be pretty screwed. But that would be the same thing if I was keeping a paper notebook and that one got lost. And my phone calendar, if I lose my phone, I don't lose it because it's synced up to the cloud. So whether you're using a Google Calendar, an Apple Calendar, or any other third-party calendar that is synced, so it's across all your devices, you've got that safe backup. So I can be at my desk, and my desktop will pop up with an alert and tell me I've got a phone call in 5 minutes. I can be here in my car, and I've got an alert that'll pop up telling me I've got a phone call in 5 minutes. Believe it or not, I've got a phone call in 8 minutes, so that alert will probably show up while I'm still recording this video. But it's wonderful. The Apple Calendar is much better than it used to be. It still isn't as good as it could be. Google Calendar is pretty good, but it isn't really as good as it could be. There's some things that I would like to see in a calendar that aren't out there, but it's nice having the ability to set an alert for an appointment and have that alert be based on time, be based on the distance or the time it's going to take you to get there. I really like that in the Apple Calendar. That's one of the changes they made, was the ability to, if I put an address and it's an off-site meeting that I'm going to, I can say, give me an alert 5 minutes before I need to leave. And that way, when I've got a school board meeting, or I've got a meeting in North Hollywood, or I've got a meeting in El Segundo, or something like that, it'll look at the traffic and go, time to leave in 5 minutes. I can finish up what I'm doing and leave. Apple Calendar, what I do like about that is it has two alerts. So I can set one alert for 5 minutes before I need to leave and one alert for when I need to leave. Or I could set one alert for 15 minutes before I need to leave and the other one for 5 minutes before I need to leave. So the 15 minutes is sort of my internal, hey, it's time to start cleaning up things, make sure you get that last email taken care of, you've talked to everybody you need to talk to. So the 5 minute alert, that's enough time for me to gather my stuff and get to my car and be on the road. Because when the calendar said time to leave, it means time to be in your car and moving. It doesn't mean time to leave your office and walk to your car and put your stuff down and get going. That right there, you're already behind schedule if that's what you're doing. Google Calendar, I believe, also now has that. If you're using Waze, I like to use Waze for directions, because Waze can look at carpool lanes and know that I've got a carpool transponder. Waze will also give you an alert, because it's always looking at the time and says, I want to arrive at 3:30 in the afternoon at this location. And so Waze will have that ability to tell me, now is the time to leave. So that works really well. But whatever you do, make sure that you have a really good calendar system. I never know if people know who I am. I assume they do. But I'm driving to work along the Esplanade here, which is the, somebody else I know, which is, I don't know if you can see, but it's the ocean and the path there. And so if I'm driving along there and I live in the community, I know people. So a couple women were walking. One of them is one of the leader of the artist group or art group that puts on local art shows, and that was one who I just waved to. But I've got a friend that I used to work with that walks his dog along here. I often see him. Another woman whose daughter is the same age as mine, and she goes running out here every morning with her dog. I'll see her. The mayor's wife, or ex-mayor's wife, runs. I'll often see her running along here. Things like that. But getting back to what I was talking about, so I can finish up the video, is use a calendar, set your alarms, put everything in your calendar, organize your life, and when you do that, it simplifies you everything you need to do, because your calendar is paying attention to your schedule for you. Your calendar is making sure that you don't forget an event, that you don't leave too late, things like that. And having that will really help your business and your life. You know, your family will appreciate it when you're on time. Your business partners will appreciate it when you're on time. Your potential clients will appreciate seeing somebody who is on time. There are people still out there that believe that on time is late. So if you get there 15 minutes early, you're on time. If you're on time, you're late. There are people that are like that. So being, I don't know about 15, but at least being there 5 minutes early for an appointment. You want to make sure you're always doing that, not showing up, oh, just in the nick of time I made it. So you really got to watch that. Maybe I'll talk about time on another broadcast or recording. Since I am out of time, this went way longer, and you guys could have probably hung up or gone away 3 minutes ago and didn't miss anything. With that, Brad Waller signing out.